woke up to crazy magic storm that made some of us hallucinate and definitely not see anything referencing our backstory. Felix ran into the storm with no concern for his own safety, while Reese, Treos, and I tried to manage the situation as best as we could, which included running after Felix and trying to convince him to return, and also finding a dead body and keeping that from the party. But we eventually got on our way and got to the town of North Bray, just to find out that Lord Alistair was 1 day late for the healing, and he'll have to spend the rest of the month there. When suddenly, someone burst into town, announcing that they had been attacked.
Let's begin. Where we last left off, our party journeyed to the house of Lord Alistair to accompany him on his journey to the small village of North Bray, where he was hoping to enlist the services of the famed Father Jesre, the healer of North Bray, known for miracles and bringing people back from the brink of death. You traveled with Lord Alistair and his servant Elsie to North Bray, encountering some strange occurrences along the way. What seemed to be a storm of chaotic proportions, where you saw things from your past, things from your future, things in general, and eventually made your way to the village, to the outpost of North Bray, only to find out that the ritual that Father Jesre conducts to bring those who need his healing back to health happened last night, and only happens once a month. At which point, Lord Alistair stormed out, leaving you in the temple with Father Jesre, discussing what happened before a figure blindly stumbled in, bleeding and coughing and crying about mercenaries, an attack, something happening, before they collapsed. Now, where we begin today, the collapse of this figure, of this messenger, has spread throughout the town. Suddenly you find yourselves, before you know it, in the center of the outpost, watching what appears to be a town meeting of the maybe 30 or so villagers who live in this general area. You notice a couple of figures milling about the crowd, chatting, but for the most part, everyone is paying attention to this one figure who stands on a makeshift platform in the center. He appears to be a halfling in his middle ages, with streaks of gray going through his brown hair, and scars traveling up his arms. And he waves his hands as the crowd bubbles up and quiets people down. All right. Everyone, please. So as far as we know, the mercenaries have never trespassed beyond the safety of our outpost walls. There is nothing to fear. At this point, you notice someone else from the crowd who appears to be a teenage boy in his late teens, with purpler skin and purplish hair, shout out, "Yeah, well, they've never attacked a royal envoy before." And the man on this podium turns to him. "We don't know for sure that it was a royal envoy." And when our friend here wakes up, and he looks over to the side where you see the slumped over figure, two shapes towering over them, you see Father Jesre and another figure who seems to have their back turned to you. And one of them looks up and goes... At this point, the figure turns back. "Okay, when he hopefully wakes up, we will know more. In the meantime, we will be gathering a search and rescue party to search the forest for other possible survivors. If you would like to volunteer and find yourselves able-bodied, meet me at the gates in half an hour." At this point, he steps off the platform and walks off, and the crowd, murmuring and curious, starts to disperse, slowly though, several gathering around what appears to be this slumped figure that's been brought down from Father Jesre's temple. You do look over and see the silent, solemn, snobbish figure of Lord Alistair in the corner, and the wide-eyed Elsie standing next to him, not entirely sure what to do. at this point, I leave it to you all.
I would like to make my way over to Father Jezre and the body.
Yeah,
I would like
you
to
can.
join him.
Yeah, you can push your way through the crowd. Are all of you heading over here, or some of you hanging behind?
Uh, I'll have stood up next to Treos. Hey, so I wasn't really paying attention to what they were talking about back there. But but check this out. And I have like a stack of papers, and I'm gonna just shove them into your hands.
Felix, what are all these? I'm just kind of like flipping through all the papers just to make sense of whatever he wrote down.
There are a bunch of symbols that look like they were traced from some stones that, I mean, you don't recognize them from the stone, but like, you know, they look like they were like traced graphite.
You did you just draw these out of thin air?
No, I used them from the church up there.
I
What's the church of, by the way?
the We're still trying to figure that one out. We've got a bit of a mercenary problem right now, though. Uh, I,
Well, he said he was just sleeping.
yes, he's sleeping right now, but the people at church said they're gonna help him out in a little bit. We probably need to see if we can get our bearings through in this new town. Okay.
Right.
Um, I guess for us, I kind of want to go over to Elsie and the main guy we were going to be chaperoning because I refuse to say his name. I just refuse to say his name. I go over to Elsie and kind of just ask her, so, we staying here tonight, or are you gonna try and make your way back home?
Uh, and Lord Alistair is going to look down at you. Are you asking her, or are you asking me?
Oh, sorry, I was just
Excuse
talking to
me.
the first person in front of me. But if you plan to head out, you going?
Unfortunately, I think we must stay in this trash heap for the next month. Unless we can convince Father Jessray to conduct his ritual. Perhaps with the right incentive, he can do a private ritual. After all, I don't quite want to share my healing ceremony with others.
Yeah.
Did you ask him nicely?
Well, if you all would like to make any more coin, I will be staying in town, and it seems like it won't be entirely safe for the next month. So, if you would like to join me as my personal guard, the offer stands.
Okay.
And how much would these services be?
We can negotiate.
All right. So, we'll take 3 large diamonds, and then, like, how much gold did he say that he needed? Kai? How much did Kai say he needed?
Are you asking?
Oh no, I think
No,
it was
I'm asking
around,
Treos.
what's it, somewhere around 2,000-3,000.
2 or 3,000 platinum.
You see his stoic expression crack a little into just pure nonplussed astonishment before he wrestles it back. Well, perhaps your prices are not quite what I would be willing to pay. Good day. I'm going to go
Okay.
find us some lodgings.
Um, uh, so you still were gonna pay us, right?
Elsie, you can take care of it. And he's going to walk off. Elsie's going to look after him, and then look at you, and then look at him, and then look back at you. I don't really... I can't pay you
But don't you have his stuff?
Don't you have his stuff?
I kind of just like glance over at Felix a little bit and glance back at Elsie.
Oh yeah, I can't access it though.
I'm sure whatever coins are in his stuff. You know, it's just a couple clothes and some coin. I may get fired for this, but just keep it.
Okay.
I just put a hand on Elsie's shoulder.
And I would recommend leaving before he notices. And she's looking behind to make sure he doesn't hear her. I'm gonna go make sure that he doesn't wander off because I don't actually know where he's going and I don't really want to be here alone. So I will see you around.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Right. Elsie, just don't worry. We got you covered. If you need us, it won't be hard to find us.
And if you ever need kitchen maid, I don't think I'll be at this job much longer.
Understandable.
So, keep your eyes peeled for me.
Stay out of danger.
You don't think the mercenaries are actually, real?
I'm sure they're not after us. It's probably something else. Rich people, church, whatever.
Rich people. Right. Okay. Okay. Bye. And she's gonna turn around and rush after Lord Alistair, looking around her now with extra insecurity and anxiety. At this point, we are going to jump back to Reese and Kai as you make your way up to the figure of Father Jessray in his white robes, leaning over this slumped figure, and you notice the figure next to him seems to be a young woman, human, with shaved hair and green braids going down the side of her head. She has piercings up the wazoo, and she's wearing what appears to be a sort of mismatched ensemble of leather, fabric, whatever she's sort of patched together. You notice a couple of vials hanging off of her waist and a couple of plants hanging out of her pouch. She seems to be an herbalist of some kind, but they both look up as you two walk up. And then they look back down at the figure, sort of turning them, flipping them over. At some point, Father Jessray looks up. Well, I don't think we'll be getting anything out of him, but will you all be joining the search and rescue party?
The first thing I want to do is, what injuries has this person sustained? What do they look like?
You will notice, at first glance, they appear to have scratches down their torso that have pierced and caused a sort of bloody massacre, but that doesn't seem to be the cause of death. The cause of death appears to be when Father Jessray and this other figure do flip him over. You notice an arrow piercing through one shoulder.
Okay. Similar injuries to the body that I saw in the woods.
Similar enough. If you'd like to go into more depth, I'd say roll a medicine check. Up to you.
And then my next, I'm sure that if he has anything, 9.
They're both claw marks. I mean, they're wearing the same uniforms, so it seems suspicious enough. And
nothing on their person, I assume.
I mean, this particular figure seemed to have more than the other figure did. You notice the uniforms of the Royal Guard, but along with that, they actually happen to have a dagger on their side and a pouch that seems to be filled with some... You're not entirely sure, but it's filled. They clearly made it out of whatever situation their comrade did not.
They said there hasn't been any breaching of this outpost before. Are attacks common outside the walls?
Father Jesray sort of just opens his mouth, and the other figure at this point turns around and she goes, well, I mean, we've had attacks for as long as we can remember. We're in the middle of the woods. Bandits are pretty common around here, but they've never attacked a royal envoy. That's pretty... I mean, we've never had a royal envoy, to be fair. But the attacks have gotten a lot more frequent lately. And targeted, and Father Jesry goes, she goes, what? And then Father Jesry will turn to you. There are many conspiracies about what could be going on. At the end of the day, bandits are bandits. They will target those who are expensive looking. You know, it's an unfortunate circumstance, but whenever these happen, we try and search and rescue the woods. It's something we are used to.
But bandits, in my experience, usually don't cause injuries like that. And I'm going to point to the claw marks across the guy.
And she'll go, yeah, honestly, in my experience either. But some people don't really want to listen to my experience, and she's going to turn to Father Jesray, who's just going to wave a hand and turn back to the figure.
Sorry, I don't think we've met, and I'm talking to the herbalist.
Layla Meyerwind. I'm the local non-religious healer.
Pleasure to meet you. I'd like to know more about the experiences you've had similar to this attack.
And I haven't seen anything like this beyond an animal attack in a while, but when bandits do attack, people come in with injuries, and we heal them and we take care of them. Because some of us work, 29 days a month instead of 1 day a month. But we see the bandit attacks. It's just usually it's arrows and swords, and claw marks aren't. This looks like a bear. I'm just gonna say it. This looks like a bear.
That's what I thought. And you're gonna kind of see his. Well, I guess he's still got the mask over his mouth, but his eyes kind of drop to like a very neutral expression. And then he's gonna turn to Kai, see if Kai has anything to say.
Okay. To answer your question from earlier, we're not sure if we're gonna head out on the search and rescue. I don't know. You just kind of looked at me weird, Reese. I don't know. You just had a whole conversation about a bear, and you just look at me.
I just didn't know if you had anything to add to the conversation. You're just kind of quiet over there.
Okay, I like to listen. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can go back to listening. I can.
Okay.
Is there any? I'm going to turn back to the herbalist. I already forgot her name because I didn't write it down. Do you know if is this like a out of the goodness of your heart type thing, or do you know if there's coin involved?
For the search and rescue?
Yes.
Typically out of the goodness of our hearts. We're a small community here. Whoever we can help out, we try. But if we find anyone, they might be able to give you coin. Look, I don't know what to tell you. We mostly have women and children and sick here, so any able bodies we can find, we would appreciate. I'll be going out there, but... And at this point, Father Jesray is going to actually pull something out of the pocket of one of them, and he's going to stand up. This looks like the royal seal. Could that be? And he's going to hand it to her, and she's going to open it. It. Shit. Okay. We should bring this to Yorvan. You should bring this to Yorvan. Because I have to deal with this, but can you guys, he's the guy that was talking on the platform?
Yeah, we can
that's
do
such
it.
that's such like a lame excuse though. Like you don't seem too sure of yourself. But yeah, we'll do it. But
Gabby Bird,
no,
I don't know what to tell you.
no, it's okay. I'll grab it out of her hand.
Okay. Thanks.
Where do we need to go? Where is he? Before we leave,
He's right over there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if he was like back at his office or like gathering things.
If you guys could, well, if you guys have the time, the search and rescue would really appreciate it. It should be. I mean, we normally don't find anyone. Unfortunately, sometimes it's just a nice hike through the woods. But
we'll discuss it with our other friends.
Okay.
Here, come on, go, Reese.
I'm gonna, and then she's gonna lean down and grab the legs of this figure and just start dragging him off towards who knows where.
Did she break the seal on the letter and read it?
She did not.
Okay. Okay.
You will notice, however, that it is addressed to a Father Jezreel.
And the seal is the royal seal. You want to go grab Travis and Felix first and then go? Or do we want to go and then grab them?
Let's grab them and then go.
So we'll scoop them up.
Yeah, you can find them sort of just standing around where Lord Alistair and Elsie used to be. They're standing there. Freyo seems to be holding a stack of papers that you've never seen before, but you can walk up. Felix and Treos, you notice as Kai and Reese detach from Father Jezreel and the other figure and start making their way over towards you.
How's it going, everyone? Got an update on what's going on?
Yes? I don't know. So, that guy is definitely dead. Like, gone. He's... Oh. He's gone to sleep. They're taking him to a bed in the church. He had this letter on him.
Yes.
Can I see the letter?
No, because it's sealed.
Oh, I can
And
open
we want to
it.
keep.
I don't
No,
think it's
we
that
don't
hard.
want. It's not for us. It's not for us. That's mail fraud, and that's illegal.
Well, if the letter's useful to us, we could open it.
No, we're gonna find out what's in the. Okay, hold on. Let me back up. Let me restart. So the guys, they're taking him to a bed in the church.
Mm-hmm.
He had this letter on him. We need to deliver this letter to that guy, and I'm just gonna point wherever the mayor is. I'm just gonna point to him. This needs to go there, and then we may be going on a search and rescue. But we may not. That's the thing we needed to. Are we still like we completed another task? Are we still together? Or are we all like going our separate ways? Or like,
Well, I have all of the guy's stuff, and Elsie said we can keep it.
And we
sweet.
may or may not have gotten a raise, so we can take what we get.
So the thing is, this is the goodness of your heart type thing. So it's all. I mean, like really, if we want to do it, I don't know, we can.
Okay, I'll go look for someone.
No, I mean not yet.
Felix, you don't know who you're looking for. We're about to.
Yeah, we don't
we're
know.
gonna
Yeah,
find
but
out
it
in a
could
little
be
bit.
anyone, right? Oh.
No. We're looking for specific people.
In the woods?
Yes.
Maybe.
But we're not going right now.
We're not.
We're going to do a couple things.
Yep. We're gonna leave in a big group.
Here.
There's gonna be a bunch of people with us.
Here, Felix. Okay,
Trails, those papers you're holding.
Oh,
Okay, are
yeah,
those Felix's?
do you know what this is? I just kind of like glance through it, just kind of shuffle some of the papers around.
No, I don't. Felix, why don't you come tell me all about those pieces of paper over here?
Sure. But I was thinking, it doesn't really make sense to like wait until nighttime, right? Because first of all, it's a lot easier to see during the day, and then secondly, so I was reading this book. It was called The Wilderness Adventurer's Guide, and it was telling me that you should, the longer you go without looking for someone, the quicker they'll go missing. They're harder there to find.
Yes, we're just going to deliver this letter real quick because it's a very important letter, and then we're going to go probably right afterwards and go look for this person. Like that.
Unless they, of course, they read the book too, and they read on page 57 that you're supposed to stay put if you're ever lost.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're not going to speculate here.
Book?
I have not personally.
Don't
remember the last time I read a book.
Let me go back to that library lady, the one that was in the other town that we were in. We should see if she has it so you can read it. It's a really good read.
Sounds like a great idea. Why don't you come tell me about these pieces of paper and the drawings?
All right, sure.
I guess we're heading to the mayor, and
Right.
Felix can talk about the papers on the way there. It's I imagine it's like a 2-minute walk. Like we're not that far from him.
Yeah, you will notice it's just you sort of follow the path that you saw the older man disappear through, and eventually you come to a store that he walked into that appears to be called North Bray Cobbles. It's a shoe store. As you step inside, the bell tinkles a little overhead, and a figure in the back who'd been loading themselves up with a backpack and stuffing things in the backpack and grabbing a weapon turns around, and you see the halfling figure who was addressing the town. I'm sorry, we, as you might have noticed earlier, we are in rather of a crisis, and business will be closed for the day. If you come back tomorrow, I will do my best to help you. Though I'll be honest, it looks like your shoes are all in working order.
I'm gonna hold out the letter to him. I was told to
you.
give this to you.
By whom?
I can't remember her name. The alchemist and Father Jezere.
Oh, Lalith. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this appears to be addressed to Father Jezre?
He gave it to her, and then she gave it to me and told me to give it to you. So I think they want you to look at it. I don't know.
Okay. And he's gonna take a letter opener off the desk and slice through it, open it up, read it for a moment, and you see his eyes widen. Where did you get this?
Look, okay. Father Jezere gave it to Layla, who gave it to me, and I was told to give it to you.
This is a royal summons to the Gilded Gates for Father Jezre. If you'll excuse me, this will have to wait. We have a search and rescue to plan. Are you the royal envoy this discusses?
No, absolutely not. Nope. No, we are not.
We are an envoy, though.
Yeah.
We brought someone here, and then it was like, and then he was like, "Oh, I don't want." And then he was like, "You guys want to bodyguard me in town?" And I was like, "Yes." And then I was like, "This is how much money that we need." And he was like, "That's way too much money." And then Elsie said that we could keep all of the money.
Very good. Son? Child?
These guys took me from my home, and now I don't know where I am.
Wait. That's not what happened. No, hold on. So that's not what happened. His boss. It's not his boss.
Let's just go look.
Okay.
Like
he was not kidnapped. I promise he's fine.
Let's
Yeah,
go
these
look.
guys are my best friends now. I trust them implicitly.
Felix, let's go look. Come on.
Actually, son, I have some, fascinating, toys in the back. Would you...
Are they like cobbler's tools?
Yes. Yes, they
I've
are.
always wanted to learn how to cobble.
Why don't you head back there? Don't touch the knives. But there's some fun stuff back there. Stay away from the forge. And, let me talk to your best friends that you trust implicitly for a moment.
Okay. Well, but he said he wanted me to go with him, so if we have a place that we need to go, I'm happy to go with him.
Why don't you and Kai go explore the back with
Why doesn't
the
Kai
cobbler's tools?
stay here?
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Just Kai? Can I not look at the cobbler's tools?
You can look at the cobblers.
Amazing.
And he's going to sort of usher you to the back. Just don't touch anything sharp, and have a ball. And
Can I try to make a pair of shoes?
You can certainly try. There is, I would say roll for cobble.
Roll the cobble.
Roll to cobble. Roll sleight of hand for me. This is a very artisanal craft.
No.
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 21.
What?
All right. We're gonna have a shoemaking session briefly.
Oh no.
Felix, you step into this back room, and the curtain, heavy leather curtain, falls closed behind you, and your eyes take a moment to adjust, but when they do, you see a workstation. It seems to be a smaller room, but there's a fire forged in one corner that's just sort of down to its burning embers. You see a work table with a large sheet of paper laid out, and you see tools in various places, leather hanging from a post on the wall. And as you walk up to the workbench, you notice that the paper that's laid out seems to be a plan for a boot. It's a very rudimentary work sort of boot, and let me quickly check. Did you roll a nat 20?
No, I rolled a 19 plus 2.
Okay. Sounds good. You are able to, you take a look at it, and strangely enough, this is not unlike the potions books you've read. It's instructions, it is detailed step by step, you have to do the steps, and you know your way around this. Plus, he said to play with the toys, right? So you grab a sheet of leather down, and you stick a pot of water to boil over the forge, and you start cutting out the different sheets of paper, or the sheets of leather that you need, and you start first by punching the holes. You all in the front, as you have the discussion we'll get to later, hear a thunk, 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 thunk coming from the back, and you're briefly worried, but then you turn back to your conversation. Felix, you're hammering down the holes. Eventually, you're able to stick the leather in the boiling water, pull it back out, and it's hardened a bit, so you're able to mold it into this shoe mold that you find. You sew it all up together. Can you guys tell I know too much about leather work? And at long last, you have a very nice, sturdy-looking boot.
Let's go.
So you get to work on the second one, following the same steps. And the second one looked a little better than the first one, just because now you've gotten the hang of things. You even think to add maybe a little leather stain in certain colors here and there, make it look a little snazzy. And by the end, you have a work boot, a pair of work boots.
Amazing. This is very exciting.
At which point, we turn back to you all in the main storefront. And as soon as Felix disappears behind the curtain, Yorvin is going to turn to you all. Now, I don't know what brings you to Northbray on business, but you might notice we have a strong no crime tolerance, and that includes kidnapping. So,
Reese, Bruce, I'm gonna let you explain this one. It's not kidnapping. We're trying to get him back to his parents.
It's not kidnapping. It's okay. So I don't know how to phrase this without it sounding bad. I traveled through a town to the place of his employment, which was called the name of the place because I can't remember.
Arts, potion, whatever, alchemy.
And so I was buying supplies for my journey, and I saw a very colorful looking potion, and I said, "How much is that?" And he said, "I have no clue what that is." And so I was like, "Well, how much is it?" And he was like, 5 gold. So I paid him 5 gold. He gave me the potion. We get to, I cannot remember. Where were we? Where were we? What city were we just in?
Selgaunt.
We were in Selgaunt. We were investigating a kidnapping that happened there, and then the potion bottle that I had purchased erupted, and he came out of it. I don't know how he got in the potion bottle. He's like 14. His parents live in Mulehessen. We're trying to get him back there. He's like, it's not a kidnapping, but it sounds a lot worse than it actually is. It was all a big misunderstanding.
The kid has no filter.
He's a kid. He's a kid. He doesn't really understand the world.
Tink, 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 tink.
And have you tried contacting his parents?
We are literally on the way.
We're heading there with
We
them
have-
now.
We have the vaguest idea of where to take him. He knows where they are. We're doing our best so we can with what we got.
His dad works for the school there, and that's about all we know.
I'd like you to roll persuasion for me. Because it is a pretty outlandish story that you've just told.
Oh, everyone? Is it who's rolling me?
You're doing the talking.
Oh boy.
Can I help? Wait, can I help him?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you want to roll separate, or do you want me to roll with it? That's a D12. Do you want me to roll with advantage?
Roll with advantage, please.
All right. Okay, that one's so much better. Oh, thank God. That's a 21 total.
Out of
We're
curiosity,
not going to
what was the
prison.
The first one was a 3 for a total of 6.
We're going to jail.
No, I rolled with advantage. I got a 21. I got it. We're good. It's okay.
After a moment, you see Yorvan sort of relax and just... Alright. Let's say I believe you. What's stopping you from leaving the kid here and sending a note to his parents to come pick him up?
Concerned for his safety. He doesn't like to stay in one place. He's a very curious kid. So personally, I want him there. I want to be able to lay my eyes on him getting there rather than trusting someone to come get him.
Well, I'll tell you what. You all look able-bodied. If you join our search and rescue party, I won't tell anyone about the kid.
I mean, people are gonna find out about the kid. You just met him.
He
I
will
won't
tell
anyone
everybody we
about
know.
the kid napping.
Well, it's okay. Again, it's not a kidnapping. It's a big misunderstanding. But he has grown to lead conversation with these people kidnapped me. So we're kind of workshopping that as an introduction.
They'll
Look,
tell
all I
everybody
know
who
is that we
needs.
have maybe 4, 5 able-bodied-ish members of the town able to do this search and rescue, and it looks like there's 4 more of you, and that would nearly double our numbers. We'd really appreciate the help. I won't do anything. The kid is yours to deal with, clearly, so you are invited to join. I gotta go. We have 2 minutes to meet by the front gate, so.
All right, we'll meet you there.
He's gonna slowly salute, then he's gonna turn back to the workshop. Kid, you still alive in there?
Made shoes.
I say he's doing
Good
good.
for you. So did I. And he's gonna walk out.
Let's see your shoes, Felix.
Okay.
Hold on. So we are doing the search and rescue. Before he walks in, we are doing the search and rescue, right? Like, we're going.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Just
we're
wanna make sure
we're not even gonna risk this.
Right, here they are.
Those are
And
actually
you
pretty
all
good, Felix.
see, as Felix walks out with a pristinely new pair of leather boots.
They're
What are you
way
gonna
too
do with
big
them?
for me.
Do they fit any of us?
I don't know. They're too big for me, though.
Did you?
I don't know
make
what
them
size
with
you guys' feet
anyone?
are.
Did you make them with like anyone in mind, or did you just make?
No,
them?
I was just looking at the book, and then I put them together.
Dungeon Moose. Does it fit anybody? Do they fit anybody?
I would say so. They're big shoes. They're more made for a halfling like Yorvan. But who of you is the tallest?
I actually have to refer to height.
I'm 6'3".
6'2".
5'9". I'm a short king.
Crazy, you're the same height as Felix.
Reese and Treos, it would fit either of you.
Who wants? You want them? You want Dreus?
Yeah, they might be a bit small. Hey Felix, how about you show those off to our halfling friend as a gift before we head out?
Okay. So I can just leave, right? Like, you don't have to worry about turning anything off. We're good to go? Alright. Let's go.
Wait, hold on. What did you turn on? Did you?
Oh, I turned everything on.
Okay, well let's turn all that off.
Let's go in,
go turn
clean
off
up
everything
after
you turned
ourselves, and we'll head
Yeah.
out.
Okay, but I can leave everything that he had on. Or should I turn that off too? I'll turn that off too, just to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Every switch, I'm gonna change whatever I had it on.
There are
I don't know.
switches, fortunately. It's more of a like leatherworking shop.
Wait, well,
Where
by switch I mean
yeah,
you know.
You turned
whatever-
up the forge and you put on the boiling water, so you're able to sort of take all that off, switch down the forge, put down the door, and everything goes back to the dark workshop that it was when you first came in.
Unplug everything. Turn the heat off. Make sure there's
Make
no
sure the
water
oven's not
running.
Make sure the
Make sure the
oven's
stove
on.
is off.
And you all can head out. As you step back out into the day, you notice it's about late afternoon-ish. The sun is still several hours from going down, but it is getting later in the day. Where are you headed? Are you headed to join the search and rescue, to do something else? Up to you.
Let's head
Go to
to
the
search and
halfling
rescue. Oh,
Same difference.
Same place, yeah.
Yeah? Head into so you can make your way towards the front gate of the outpost. And as you get there, you do notice, you see the figure of Yorvan, and you notice there are 4 other figures clustered around him, some of them talking quietly amongst themselves, some of them not. You also notice Lelith, the human herbalist. You also see a stubby, older-looking dwarven man who seems to have sallow skin and long gray hair with a long beard. You see what looks to be a teenage boy with purplish skin, definitely of drow descent, with shorter purple hair, and he is wearing what looks to be his attempt at full adventurer's clothes, but really is just a leather apron with some thick leather gloves, and he's looking real nervous. You also notice a tiefling woman standing off on the side with long golden horns that curl back behind her head and curly red hair. And she's just sort of leaning back, talking quietly with Lilith. And you notice Yorvan, the halfling cobbler that you just spoken with. As you walk up, Yorvan looks up. Glad you decided to join us.
Here you go.
So, this looks like my design. Did you make this just now?
Well, yeah, I read the book.
Well, if your parents don't want you, kid, feel free to come back to Northbray. I have an
Why would my
apprenticeship.
parents not want me?
No reason. I honestly see no reason. These are pretty damn good boots.
Okay.
Alright. So, I suppose it's time to get started. Typically, our first step is to find the site of the bandit attack. From the looks of it, this one's going to be pretty unsavory. Anyone who's had lunch might want to go chuck it up now before we get there, but let's head out. You don't have to raise... yes?
So, I don't know how to throw up, like, on command.
It was a metaphor, kid. But at this point, you see the other kid, teenager boy who's there, just kind of chuckle. I think he was just making a joke.
How he said to do it though. I ate lunch. I don't want to be the odd man out.
None of us are gonna throw up. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. And Yorvan's just gonna turn back. All right. From what I can tell, well, we follow the bloody footsteps and we'll make it there. Everyone have everything they need, just in case? Alright, let's go. And he is going to start making his way into the woods. You notice as the rest of the group sort of peels off from where they were standing on the gate, the older dwarven man grunts and starts limping along with his cane. The rest of them just start walking. You follow along. As you are walking, following Yorvan as the leader, is there anything you would like to do? Anyone you would like to talk to? Any unfinished business?
I'll go talk to the teenager.
Sure. Yeah, you can make your way up to the teenager. He's actually sort of fallen to stand beside Felix, and he's just kind of walking. So you can move up next to him, and he's gonna look up at you. Is it your first search and rescue?
Yeah. I mean, not really from here.
That's obvious.
Yeah. Name's Kai.
Kayla. Nice
Good
to meet you.
So are you from here or are you just visiting?
I live here. I'm baker's apprentice.
Nice. So, how many people in the town are actually from the town? And how many of them are just visiting?
Honestly, I wish I could tell you, man. I'm just baker's apprentice. Though, we do get a lot of visitors in. Not a lot of them tend to stay. Most of them come for the monthly healing thing and then head on out. At the monthly healing thing comment, you hear Lilith go, bullshit. And the kid's just gonna keep walking. Are you here for the monthly healing thing?
I was helping someone get here. You know, with bandits, they wanted extra protection, which I guess is, you know, now seeing the circumstances is a very fitting reaction. But have you ever participated in the healing?
The healing?
Or, like, you know, seen it
mean,
or been to it?
Sure. It's kind of cool. It's like everyone stands in a circle around the church, and all the villagers come too if you want to see it. And then Father Jezreel just sort of starts. He pulls out this thing that he has. It's like looks like a stone sort of thing, and just starts panting. Yeah, and he then stuff happens, and everyone holds hands, and he touches people, and they just kind of glow for a second, and then they're healed. Pretty cool.
Does the stone have any of these on him?
Well, those are on the stones from the standing stones up by the.
Yeah.
They also start glowing during the ceremony. It's a whole thing. If you guys are here next month, you should come. It's pretty cool.
Right, we'll be there.
Nice. You know, there's not a lot of other kids my age in town.
How old are you?
16.
I'm
How old are
14.
you? 14? You've got some ways to go.
Okay.
So, do people actually get healed from like pretty much anything, or is it more like only minor things, or is it like?
Sure. I mean, I even saw him heal a dog once. Healed my hand too. It was a quiet month. There really wasn't anyone else here for the healing ritual, so I took pity on him and just kind of cut myself in the kitchen. He gets really sad if no one shows up, so.
Well, I mean, has he thought about? Well, I guess I should talk to him about this. But
Yeah. You know, I don't think he's from around here either.
okay, well, I'll
Where's
talk
he
to him
from?
when we get back.
Desiree?
Yeah.
I don't know. He talks sometimes, though, during Sunday school about, like, all the things he's seen. This place that he came from, calls them the Deadlands. They don't sound fun.
Like lands that aren't alive anymore?
All I know is that he sailed real far overseas. And it has this weird accent. Never heard anyone like that before.
Yeah. What is your church? Like who?
You're Jezreel.
No, but who?
Who what?
Is the church to?
You know, I don't know. It's just church. Father
What do you learn in
holds
Sunday
healing
school?
ceremonies. The history of things, of the gods. I mean, there's a lot of them. Father Jezreel says that it's closed-minded to worship just one god. That we should look at them all.
But
Even Rohrmar.
wouldn't even who?
I mean, you know, Rohrmar.
Do I know Rohrmar?
You would know the legend of Rohrmar. It a pretty common legend. Well, the legend simply being that the god of chaos once existed, and then suddenly one day he was gone, and so was chaos magic from the land.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a secret, but you can't tell anyone else.
Like anyone? Because I'm gonna tell you I'm really bad with secrets.
That's okay. I'm really bad with secrets too.
Okay, good. Because, you know, Jessie Chess told me that told me about her embarrassing, like, dreams one night, and then I accidentally spilled it to everyone in town during the next town meeting. I'm not a good secret person.
It's okay. I don't even dream.
You don't dream?
No, I don't dream. In fact, I don't even sleep.
Sad, dude.
I know. I've always wanted to, but I was told that I don't need to, but I kind of want to, you know?
Fun.
Yes. Anyway, basically, chaos magic is real.
Well, I mean, it was.
No, it is real. I can see it. It happens.
All right, Felix. Let's go back over here.
Well, no, they're not gonna. He's not gonna say anything. I have to. So chaos magic is real, and I saw it like 2 nights ago. There was like a big cloud of chaos magic, and then also there were some stones in this guy's backyard, and he also had chaos magic, and also the stones by the church are also chaos magic. That's what the runes are.
At this point, Layla behind you is gonna be like, it's gonna go. Fucking knew it. Jeffrey has no
See?
actual.
Oh no! I
telling you.
spoiled the secret already.
Layla has all these conspiracies. She just like
What?
doesn't want to read them. Like,
Oh, I
I'm
want to know all
telling you,
about them.
Jezreel is a total scam. He sails in from who knows fucking where, and then suddenly has this purple thing that makes the stones glow that never glowed before, and now
Chaos
everyone's
magic.
hailing him as the miracle healer. Chaos magic would explain it all.
Sounds like someone's a little jealous.
No, the fucking what?
Right?
I mean, just because he comes into town 3 years ago and just suddenly starts healing everyone that used to give me business, and he doesn't even take money for it. That was my livelihood, dude.
No, I mean, it's understandable. I do want to talk to him more. Ask him because this is all still speculation. Makes a lot of sense. Still a lot of speculation, and Felix has got some good points. We'll go talk to him when we're back in town.
Oh. Reese's grandfather has a necklace. He told me not to tell anyone about it, so you guys can't tell anyone about it either. And that's chaos magic. I'll go ask him if he has it. Hey, Reese. Hey, Reese, do you have the chaos magic necklace?
We're gonna let him be over there and let Reese do this for a second. But no, we'll talk to him. We'll talk to Father.
What?
I don't know what I'm guarding from, but can I trust you?
And Layla's gonna just like point at herself. Me?
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Trust you.
That's a vague answer. I'll keep it to myself.
Oh, no, come on. You can't just tease me like that.
Yeah, but you also could have given like I'm a trustworthy person answer as opposed to it's up to you without really
If
answering the
someone says-
question and not really just avoiding the question.
If someone says to trust them immediately, are you going to actually trust them? Because that's exactly what someone untrustworthy would say.
I mean, yeah, it
I
was
mean,
with
I'd
Felix.
immediately trust him.
I mean, just I don't know. It just was too shady of a response. Anyways, but I thank you for your candor. Let's just find this crime scene or murder scene or whatever it is.
At this
All right,
point,
we're looking for
Norman's gonna
people,
turn
aren't we?
back. I found it, and he is going to step aside. And as you all follow him into this clearing, where you notice what appears to be a small massacre. Blood splatters all over the dirt. You see several bodies slumped over in various positions. One of them cut open, seeming by bear claws, several of them by arrows. You notice they seem to have been scattered, but nothing was dragged or moved. There's just a clear massacre right here in this scene. Jorvin's going to turn back. I'd maybe send the kid away for this one.
All right, Felix, you want to go walk around the woods for a little bit?
Am I able to currently see it? Sort of?
Yeah.
Can I flash my eyes?
Sure.
Any traces of magic anywhere?
You will notice various sort of wisps of what appeared to be remnants of magic, but they're so old from objects that were here and were removed. Nothing is there at the moment.
Sure, I can go into the woods.
I'm just gonna go talk with him.
Take Kayla with you. Kayla, why don't you go? And Kayla's gonna be like, do I have to? This is like my first dead body. And he's gonna be like, Kayla, go. And Kayla's just gonna groan and follow after you two. Okay, so the rest of you, here's how this typically goes. We start from here. We typically search in a 5-mile radius from this point, spreading out. No one goes alone. Everyone pick a pair, and we will all go in different cardinal directions and meet back in town by nightfall if you haven't found anyone. Understood? All right, Thrain, you're coming with me. We'll go that way. And the old dwarven man goes, got it, boss? And he's gonna start limping over in the direction that he pointed. Breda, Layla, pick someone, go with them. I'll let you guys figure that out. And he's gonna start making his way off with Thrain.
So we're doing groups of 2 then?
Apparently. If you find someone, shout. Who's going with whom?
I'll go with Felix.
You're going with the kids. You're on babysitting duty.
But then there's 3 of y'all. I think is it?
No, there's 4
There's
of us,
4.
isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's Layla,
Okay.
there's the tiefling woman, and then there's me and Treus.
Yeah.
But Treus, I think we should split.
So we're not in the same party?
I don't, unless you want to be, but I feel more comfortable. I trust you more than them, considering that I've seen what you're capable of versus what they're capable of.
I glance over at Layla and the others, just kind of look back at Reese, and in Thieves Can't just says, okay, I understand. Let's go.
So
Fine. Fuck you. And Layla is gonna go with you, Trey. Capable my ass. At this point, that leaves Breda, the tiefling woman, who's just gonna... She hasn't really said a word yet this entire time, but she's just gonna look at you. Alright. Should we...
yeah, we'll head in whatever direction everyone else hasn't head in.
Yeah, so...
One thing I want to do before I left. The closest body to me, I want to look at any possessions on them, or are they gone?
Their possessions are gone.
Fantastic. All right, we'll head out.
Alright. I would like everyone to roll a d20 for me. Just to determine what order we do things in.
Oh no. Oh no.
Was that an oh no because you're going first, or an oh no because you're going last?
It depends on how these rolls go.
I don't think you're going last.
I would say normally I'm going last, but judging by those reactions, I'm probably actually going to be like second or first.
Alright. Yeah, we'll start with you, Kai. What did you get?
7.
Okay. Felix?
Also 7. Also 7.
Because you're in the same group anyways.
It's meant to be.
It's meant to be.
Reese?
3.
3? Okay. And then Preos.
7.
Alright, guess I'm rolling for Layla. 10. Okay. So... And then the others were 19. Alright. So then we start with Treos and Lilith, as you take off in the southeast direction from the camp, you start walking. You're not entirely sure what you're looking for, but you're looking for tracks, for blood, for broken, like signs of survivors, basically. I would say roll a survival check for me.
Okay. Natural 1.
Yeah, you're
The
just walking.
thing.
He said the thing. He did the thing.
At this point, Lilith is just kind of keeping up a steady stream of distracting conversation, and as you walk, she'll point out different plants and their medicinal properties, and then she'll point out certain animals that she'll see around the area, but you see nothing, and you are having a lovely stroll through the woods. Which brings us to hi Felix and Kayla.
So as we cut to us, in order to entertain Felix, I'm going to be telling a story. And as we cut to us, I'm just saying. So there's this sorcerer. He's a very powerful sorcerer with a crude sense of humor sometimes, and he casts this spell and turns himself into a pickle.
Pickle? This is the funniest stuff I've ever heard.
Yeah. So he calls himself Pickle Richard.
It doesn't even rhyme. What's the point of that?
It really doesn't. But
What about like Pickle Nick? That would make way more sense.
It would make a lot more sense, but I mean, Nick's a little bit of uncommon of a name, so his parents probably didn't think about that when they were naming him.
Oh, I guess so. I feel like I know way more Nicks than Richards, though.
I knew a Richie Rich once.
Really? Was he poor?
Well, I mean, he lived at the outpost, so make conclusions what you will.
I have no idea what that means.
Has anyone actually been looking for tracks? Because I'm just kind of walking.
I will have been looking for tracks, like multitasking while telling the story.
Alright, roll a survival check for me.
I assume I'm the only one in my group.
Advantage or disadvantage you?
I'm not helping. I was listening to the story. I was enthralled.
Okay, survival.
Mm-hmm.
So straight up roll, no advantage.
No advantage.
18.
Damn! Alright. Yeah, as you are walking, you're telling this story, and as you come to the point where Kayla kind of takes over and they start discussing the anatomy of names, you catch a glimpse out of the corner of your eye. At first it just seems to be a broken branch, but then you notice that it's a broken branch with a blood smear across it, and you start walking in that direction, and you notice footsteps. A track leading through the mud into the trees, and you start following it. At this point, Reese and Breda, you're walking off in the direction. Breda every now and then is going to stop and look at some sort of track, and then she's going to stand up and keep walking. Survival check?
Sure. If she's not saying anything, I'm not saying anything. We will live in awkward silence. Not great. 3.
3. All right. Yeah, and she didn't roll much better. Yeah, at some point she's going to pause and sigh. I don't think we're getting anything here. Want to keep going or double back or?
I would like to, if this is a different check, scan like the tree line to see if there's anyone or anything perceiving us. If we are being followed or watched or hunted or...
Yeah, I would say that's a different check. I'd say that's a perception check.
I would say that's more what I am looking at versus trying to follow tracks. 11.
11.
Not great.
You look around. At first you're just looking for the tracks, but then you get this sort of prickling on the back of your neck, like you are being watched or perceived by something. You spin around and nothing is there, but that feeling of being watched remains.
I'm gonna look at her and I'm gonna just say like, I hope you're good at surviving. It seems like there's something out there, so just keep your eyes peeled.
Where?
I can't tell. I just feel it.
She's going to start looking around anxiously. You don't think the bandits are still here, do you?
If they were bandits, they wouldn't be.
Okay. Well then let's keep going. Let's keep looking. If they're still out here, then there might be other survivors. They're going to keep going. At this point, we're going to go back to the only group that succeeded their tracking check. To Kai, Felix, and Kayla. Felix and Kayla, you notice as Kai takes a sharp turn into the woods and you follow quickly. Kai, you are able to follow this set of tracks past another bloody smear on a tree, past a broken branch, and at some point you step out into a clearing and you almost trip over another body. You take a look at the body. They seem to be in different clothes than a lot of the uniforms from the victims in the woods and the envoy. They a lot dustier and more torn and bloodied and tattered. And you pause to take a look at the body, but then when you look up, you notice that they are at the mouth of a large, gaping cave.
Do I see how this person died?
It looks like they died simply from battle wounds. From cuts and sword wounds.
Do I see any claw marks on this person?
You do not.
Yeah.
While he was looking at the body, can I have just started peeking into the cave?
Yes, you can. You peek into the cave, and as you look into the cave, you get closer. Kayla's gonna grab your arm and be like, "What are you doing, dude?" But
I'm just looking.
Right. Be careful.
Okay.
And as you peek in the cave, you're not sure if you looking in triggered it or if it's just coincidence, but right when you peek your head in the cave, you hear an earth-shattering roar. And at that point, we are going to take our break.